What's up, YouTube? It's Ben, and I want to talk about the perfect cold email. All right, guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for checking out this video. Hey, if you're not in my Facebook group, Recruiter Empire, link in description, 10,000 recruiters in there, free information, tons of collab. You definitely need to be in there. Click the link and join the group. All right, so yesterday I sent out an email talking about the perfect cold email. It got a huge response. A lot of people responded to me directly asking questions, and so I wanted to make a video directly about the perfect cold email because it was such a popular topic. And as most of you know, I am an absolute avid cold emailer. And so with that being said, I'm going to actually jump into a screen share and show a cold email and discuss the different elements that make up an actual perfect cold email. All right, guys, so we're right inside my computer here, and I took the liberty of creating just a brief, quick email that I would consider a perfect cold email, or as close as you can get to it. So I'm going to go through the elements. There are 4 specific elements on the perfect cold email. And if you want to hit every single one of them, you should definitely watch this until the end so that you make sure you have every single thing on point when you do send out your cold email. So let's jump right into it. So the subject line is number 1. And I outlined that right here, right? So first things first, subject lines can go 6 ways from Sunday, right? Many people have many different preferences on what they like to do for subject lines. And there's also different types of subject lines for different types of emails, right? So for instance, in this particular cold email, I am going off of the assumption that I know this company is hiring an analyst position, right? And I also have an alternative to that. So for the subject line, what I'm using is the question, right? So a question or some curiosity or some inquiry is always a really good opener, right? It's a great subject line. And if your subject line is off point, you're never going to get your cold email opened, which defeats the entire purpose, right? So we want to be really on point with that. So my subject line is question about the analyst position. Now, this is assuming, again, that I know this company has an analyst position that they're hiring for. An alternative to that, if I don't know that they have an analyst position, would be question about your open role, or it could be question about your open roles, right? So, I mean, 90% of companies are going to have open roles. And with that being said, you're basically inquiring as a curiosity question type deal about their open roles. And when you hit the right decision maker with this subject line and this style, inquiry style question, you're going to get it opened. Okay. So let's move down to the email body, which is the second point of the perfect cold email. So email body, listen, got to be short, got to be quick, got to be to the point, has to be sweet and concise. So remember those elements. Those are very, very important. Nobody wants to read a novel. I wrote this in the email that I sent out last night. Nobody wants to read a novel. 90% plus people are reading an email on their mobile device anyways. And if they have to scroll even an inch or less, they will likely click off of the email. So you want to get your value proposition in here. You want to get your elevator pitch in here real quick, real fast. So in the email body, obviously that's not part of the email, but I put everything right here, right? So, hi, I'm Ben, the president of Seattle Social Solutions. I tell them exactly who I am right away. I don't beat around the bush. I don't want to say, hey, Jim, I hope your day is going well. Mine's going all right. I really want to. No, we want to get straight to it. So I tell them who I am. I tell them what I do. We're a recruiting firm that works with many companies among diverse industries. We help you hire directly hire directly or on a temp contract basis. So right there, and then I'm telling them exactly what I do. So I'm getting straight to the point. My next paragraph sort of correlates and creates some kind of commonality or empathy, I should say, with the person that's actually reading the email. So I'm saying, I this is a typo, but I know you're busy. So this right here alone could make the person feel, okay, let me read on, right? Because they know they're busy, you know they're busy. So acknowledging that fact is just a simple human nature deal, right? By letting them know, hey, I know you're busy, so I'll keep it brief. That's super, super important. It doesn't necessarily create rapport, right? But it does acknowledge the fact that you know that they don't want to read a novel. So with that fact, we're not going to write a novel. We're going to be really concise on our value proposition, our elevator pitch. Our direct hire fee is 15%. In parentheses, I put one time contingent upon hire because I don't want to explain all that stuff in a paragraph, right? This little parentheses right here saves me like an entire paragraph just by doing that right there alone. And temp or contract would be a negotiable rate, right? Just want to add that in there. Another value added item. Just want to make the reader aware of that. We have a 30-day guarantee on anyone that you hire. So we make sure that they work out for you, right? So basically just adding that again in as my value proposition, giving them literally everything they need to know kind of right here. I mean, if this person read this email without any other information other than I'm looking to fill your position, and they had this info right here, they would know everything they need to know. But at the end here, I go down and I add a little bit of value, right? So in the perfect cold email, you never want to sell. You don't want to make yourself sound super impressive or incredible and amazing, right? So the only thing I said here is we add value with our wide network, experience, and working with companies like yours and expertise in finding the best talent. That one line right there is all that I did to create some sort of propping myself up, right? So, of course, you want to stand out. So that's the way that I'm trying to do that in this particular email. Again, all while keeping it short, sweet, to the point. At the end here, I'm doing two things. I'm leading the reader into what I want the next step to be, which is basically, I believe we can create a solution for your hiring needs. So I'm telling them, right? I believe we can do this. I don't think, I don't assume, maybe, I don't say any of that. I believe we can create a solution for your hiring needs, right? And then here's the final element, right? This is element number 4 of the perfect cold email, the CTA, the call to action. Every single email has to have a call to action, or it's just going to get dumped. It's just going to get closed. It'll be another spam email, never to be read again. So I put right in here, basically what I call the you can call it the toddler close or the 2-option close, right? Are you available to connect on Monday in the morning or Tuesday afternoon, right? The reader gets to choose. No matter what, if they really want to connect, they're going to connect, but I'm giving them 2 options. So it's like, you want to connect Monday morning or Tuesday afternoon? You pick, right? So then I, of course, end off with my signature, super simple. Thank you, Ben Nader, President, Seattle Search Solutions. Obviously I didn't put my cell here. I don't want all you guys calling me. And then you obviously want to throw your email. You can decide on these, your email, your LinkedIn, your website, and of course your logo. Logo should definitely go in there because it adds a lot of credibility. But see how short, concise, sweet, to the point this message is. See how simple the subject line is, but yet how powerful that subject line is. This is what I would consider to be an absolutely perfect cold email, right? Now, the last thing I want to mention before I stop the screen share is that you're going to be sending campaigns, right? So the best way to get to a prospect is to send them not 2, 3, 4, but maybe 7 or even 8 emails in a sequence, right? So a cadence, like we're talking 4 to 5 to 6 days apart and sending them 8 emails in total. The reason being is because while this email could be the perfect cold email and it might be great, Bob or Sandy that gets it might be out at coffee with their coworkers in the morning, right? Or they might be out to lunch when they receive it, and it gets buried under a bunch of other internal emails in their company. So that's why we're going to set up campaigns, right? And this is what I teach all of my students, that we set up campaigns, run campaigns, so that people get hit with emails over and over and over. I mean, look at all your favorite brands, right? Any clothing brands or anything that you buy that you get retargeted with, they continuously send you emails until you see, oh, I really like that shirt. I'm actually going to click onto the website and finally buy it, right? So that's email campaigns and sequences, and I'm going to do a different video on that. But I just wanted to show you guys the perfect cold email, the 4 elements to it. Remember these. These are super, super important. Like I said, I'm an avid cold emailer, and I've A, B, C, D split tested all kinds of cold email. And I truly believe this structure right here is the perfect cold email. So I'm going to pop back out and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, guys. So that is what I consider to be the perfect cold email. Again, just to recap, it has 4 main elements. The first being the subject line. You've got to have that on point. I personally love the question subject line. Anything inquiry, anything asking a question should get opened if it's to the right decision maker. The second one being the actual body of the email itself. You want that to be short, sweet, concise, to the point. Give your value proposition, maybe 1 or 2 sentences. Don't prop yourself too much up. Don't sell. Don't do any of that stuff. You just want to get yourself known and pique some interest. The third element in this is going to be your CTA, your call to action, right? So, hey, are you available at 10 a.m. on Monday, or are you available at 2 p.m. on Tuesday? They need to pick an option, and if they're truly interested, they will, right? The last of the 4 elements is your follow-up game, right? So like I mentioned, I teach this in my mentorship program. Huge. The fortune is in the follow-up. So if you're not sending email sequences, right, anywhere from 6 to 8 emails in sequence, meaning 4 to 5, 6 days apart, you're not truly getting to your prospect. On average, a prospect will open up an email and finally respond to you on email number 4. That is an average statistic after sending hundreds of thousands of cold emails. So with that being said, you absolutely need to be doing tons of follow-up, because that's where the fortune is. So that right there is the perfect email. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please tap that thumbs up button. Also, be sure that you're a member of our Facebook group, Recruiter Empire. Link in description. And until next time.